Yo, welcome to another Triple T for Knife Makers podcast. I am Denis Tyrell of Tyrell Knifeworks, and always I have my best bud, Jerid Sandoval from Echo Blades. Jerid, we're on a countdown. We got a week and a half, less than a week and a half to Blade Show.
Yes, we do, sir.
Are we going to make it?
We are. Whether we're going to have anything to bring or something is another story. But
Oh, I've had a week, let me tell you.
yeah.
I think I put in more hours in the last week than I have in my old day job in a month.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be like that sometimes, man.
And you get some of those times when everything goes right, and then times when everything goes wrong. I've had like 3 days when like everything went wrong. Today being one of those days. But
to be honest with you, last week I was, you were pretty optimistic, and I was feeling motivated by you. So now I'm glad to hear you're struggling a little bit, because I was trying to be motivated, but I was more irritated than anything. But
yeah, it's just been, well, today, for example, I'm like, the last thing I got to do is etch all of the parts, the blades, the bolsters, all that stuff for these folders. Already did all the electroplating, like all that stuff. The etch went fine. They're in the coffee for the third fucking time.
Oh.
Just unbelievable issues with coffee etching today. It's really been pissing me off. So
what kind of issues arise from
the first time? Everything went dark. Like, and the coffee was still hot, and I'm gonna move to Morocco's method of using cold coffee, because as the coffee's getting colder and like through the day, it's actually not as strong, I think. But yeah, everything got blacked out. In fact, here's something that's really weird. And people say, "Oh, I etched something, and one day I use the exact same process. The next time, different results."
Sure.
Well, I had 3 blades. Okay, 2 are copper Damascus. One is the gold Damascus. Okay, the gold one etched. It was a little dark the first time. Like the 15 and 20 was a little dark, but I thought I could shine it up. The copper Damascus ones came out black. They were buffed, sanded. Everything was identical. And the fact that there's copper in it shouldn't have anything to do with it, like, because the copper doesn't etch anyway. So those 2 blades did behave totally differently than the other ones. It was so weird. And even now, every time I do it, they behave a little differently. It's very weird. And it's the same batch of coffee.
Is it old, or is it like brand new to this batch?
Brand new. I made it this morning. So and I'm like, all 3 blades are in the coffee at the same time. It's not like I'm doing them differently. It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to offer for you except I get it. Shit like that happens to me all the time.
That's been my grief today. So I think, because I'm kind of monitoring this now, and I kind of did a little sanding midway, and I think I've got it nailed on this one. And I had to redid the gold one, because I kind of trying to shine up the 15 and 20. I rubbed off a bit of the black, which pissed me off. So hopefully this will do it, and then I'll have these done, because it's the very last thing to do. I got hiccups.
What did you say?
But how's your week been? I was expecting to see you this weekend, and I did not.
I know. It was not intentional, but what did I do this week? Oh, yeah. So I left. That's what happened. Is I think we recorded last week, and then I had a pretty long day. And then I flew out to Washington that evening. And then it was really busy. I remember you texted me I was at the airport, and you were like, "No Instagram post, slacker." You know, I was like, "Go fuck yourself, Dennis."
I could read the tension in your reply.
Yeah. um, but yeah, and then went out to Washington Tuesday evening to do the whole office thing, and then awesome, man. I finally got to hook up with Steve Lockhart, and we went out to his on his boat, and we went salmon fishing, which was just, I mean, there's times where we get to do things, and I mean, doing cool things are always fun, like fishing, golf. You know, there's a handful of things that I truly enjoy doing, and they bring me some kind of, like, you know, a little bit extra type of joy and peace and serenity and stuff like that. But you know, being out on the water and fishing is always, you know, kind of decompression mode. But you know, when you're going out with new people and you hadn't really met, but man, it was so right on time. Like, I can't even explain. And then apparently, though, I've been pretty lucky with all my trips up to the Pacific Northwest, because I'm at getting something to eat in the morning. I think it was like Chick-fil-A or something. Quick drive through, and I was talking to the people, because why are the people at Chick-fil-A like the nicest fucking human beings on the face of the earth? Have you ever ordered from there? Any?
Only with you in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So if you do order from there, like, they are the most chipper, nice. Like, I mean, it's like one of those, like, "Welcome to Chick-fil-A. How can I serve you?" And you're like, "Okay, get there. Here's my order." And they're like, "Oh, okay. So what's your name?" And, "Okay, we're preparing that right now. Come on through," and blah 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 blah. And they're just like so nice, and you're just like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, then you pull up to the thing, and then to the drive-through window, and then you got to have this conversation. But they're like, you know, just over the top with this thing. So I'm talking to this guy about the weather, right? Because that's how much I was trying to get out of the conversation. And he's like, "Oh yeah, so we're finally getting the sun." And it kind of dawned on me, though, that I've been up there. That was the fourth trip, and the very first time was probably the worst it ever was. It was cold, but we were out on a boat again, and it was really windy, but it wasn't really raining or anything. But we had sunshine for a good part of the day. But every other time, it's just been like the Bay Area weather to me. One trip was really cold, but still, it wasn't like raining in like this typical Pacific Northwest type of deal. Because the guy's like, "Yeah, man, we're seeing the sun again," and I'm like, "I don't know what you guys are tripping. Every time I'm out here, I see the sun." And they're like, "You know, well, it's probably you should stay around more often, because, you know," because I've heard Noah say that too. Like, there's like a month you will go by, and it's like the sun does not come out. And I'm like, it sounds like, I try to be, I don't know, open-minded, like what that would do, because I've never really experienced that. But apparently it's, you know, it could be pretty depressing to not see the sun for that long.
Hey man, go to Toronto, and through January, February, same thing. You'll go, maybe not a month, but you'll have a good stretch of a couple of weeks where it's like those gray skies every fucking day.
Yeah, it's a trip. I just haven't seen it. So, and I went out there again, and they had just had a full, like, they get a lot of rain, right? So
yeah,
they rained all last week or the week before I was there. And then I come, and it's like, you know, sun's out, guns out, boy, let's go. But they said, the guy said something to me that had me just, it irritated me so bad. And it's not even a rational irritation, though. He goes, I go, "Yeah," I said, "I have some friends up here that, you know, always talk about how the sun doesn't come out." And he's like, "Yeah, well, that's kind of typical for us Washingtonians." And I said, "What did you just say?"
Washingtonians?
Yeah. I said, "Excuse me, what did you just say?" He goes, "Yeah, Washingtonians." And I was like, "I've never heard that word before. I think you just made that up, sir." Anyways, he gives my food.
Did you say that?
Yeah. I was like, it stopped me dead in my tracks. Like, I couldn't even, like, pay for the food. I couldn't do anything. I was like, Washingtonian? Like, what in the fuck is that? So, anyways, I go about it and I start driving away and I start thinking about it. I'm like, Washingtonian. What? I'm like, anyways, I derive to the fact that I am a Californian. I've heard that. I've heard of Oregonians. So it made sense. It just I never fucking heard the word.
Yeah, I guess I don't think about it.
Yeah, I never have either. I mean, because I don't go there. But anyways, yeah. So I learned that. But anyways, weather was perfect. We get out on the boat. And I'd never salmon fished before. So I didn't know if we were going to go out and like.
You were trolling, right?
We ended up trolling,
Yeah.
but I guess there's several different ways you can anchor out and just drop a line and have them run by and grab it, or you can troll and so I didn't know what we were doing, but it was cool, man.
How long were you out there? Did you get like multiple bites? Was it just one bite, one fish? Like what did you get?
2.5 hours. I think we were out there about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And it was just me, him, and his lady Beth. Super cool. I don't know what it is with knife wives or but
yeah, she's cool. I met her.
She was awesome. Like I had to go get a fishing license, so I pull up into this liquor store type thing, which it's literally a liquor store. So like, and to me, I grew up around liquor stores, and where I grew up, the term they're not convenience stores or gas stations. They're fucking liquor stores, right? But being clean for as long as I have, I don't really find myself at true liquor stores anymore. But so we were going back and forth with hey, I'm going to the liquor store, and I walk into this place and there's this tall blonde lady there, and she just looks at me and she goes, "Are you Jerid?" Like, yeah. She's like, "Okay, good. I need you to buy this." and she was like in a rush or something, but and she goes, and I put two and two together, right? But I could tell right off the bat, just from that first interaction, it wasn't like,
it
hey,
was
nice
Beth?
to meet you. It was Beth.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, I like this lady. She's awesome. She's like, I don't have my wall, blah, blah, blah. It was like a $3 fucking thing or something like that for fishing tackle or something like that. But I was like, oh, yeah, she's cool people. I'm going to get along with her just fine. So we go do all that, and we get on the boat and do our thing, and man, it was just a great time. They are two fantastic people, so hospitable, very gracious, super chill. We had good conversation, and the fishing was like, I was just learning and kind of soaking it all in, because they're your fishing can either be the most exciting thing in the world, or it can be rather boring, right? If nothing's going on. But but trolling has this like little extra, no matter what, while you're trolling, you're watching the pole, like you're just locked in, and like you're on edge, like every more like waiting for anything. You could be too deep, you could hit the ground, your pole, you got currents and shit, so your pole's always doing something, and if you don't know what it is, like you could be super jumpy. So I was kind of had that newbie vibe of ooh, and then
was it on a downrigger?
Yeah. No downrigger, just weighted, just big weights.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah. Have you fished on a downrigger before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like when the rod like pops up and
yeah. Okay. Yeah. We've done all that. But yeah, we were like, I don't know, it wasn't that deep. So it's a river. It got plenty deep, 30-40 feet down, and then it was as shallow as 12. So we were kind of letting line out, pulling it in, kind of adjusting, trying to stay on the bottom, because he's just like, if you don't have that elevation right, because they just swim right along the bottom, like you could be right above them and you miss every single bite, right? So it's got to be in their sight. And so I don't know, it was cool. It wasn't much action, but I still think that I did get a bite on my line, and then and I don't know how those fish act, but immediately after that, it started, going, and then I was like, well, shit, I think I got one. And then he got hit. So his went nuts. And then I went over there and grabbed it and set it and reeled it in. So it was pretty cool.
Cool.
It was I guess it was on the smaller end of a salmon. It was still the biggest fish I've ever got.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I've got some pretty big bass, but as
Like how
far as
big
like,
was it? Like 5 pounds?
I think it was like maybe 3 or 4, but like I've caught, I think I've caught about a 4 or 5 pound bass, but like bass are just fat. They're not
Yeah.
as long. Like this thing was just like big to me, right? Like it was long
Yeah.
and I was like, okay. So, and it didn't fight that much because when you're geared up for potentially big fish, on the smaller end of that spectrum, they're not. It was a decent little pull in, but um, if it was like a little ultra light rod,
Sure. Yeah.
you could. That's what I do for my kids when we go out trout fishing. I'll put them on those little ugly stick ultralights, and they'll try to, a little 1 pound trout will fucking bend that thing over like it's a whale, So,
Yeah.
but it was cool, man. It was a good time. Like I said, right on time, super decompressing, good people, good company. Went up after, cleaned the fish, saw his shop, saw his work, beautiful home. You're not bullshitting that
Yeah. Nice view, huh?
out of this world. Like had this beautiful sunset going. The sky was like all purple and orange and shit. It was super cool. But then I like all this anxiety because I was like, it was Wednesday. I didn't leave till Friday. We cleaned the fish. He vacuums it up and like vacuum seal it. And he convinced me that I can just throw this shit in my carry-on
Your carry on.
and be on my way. Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it
I
took some
wouldn't take it in
planning.
your carry on.
Well, I did. That's what I'm saying. Like I had anxiety behind it. I kept telling him, I'm like, man, I don't know why, but I'm like, I'm tripping out here. He's like, no, man, just vacuum it up, get it in the fridge, let it, chill while you're waiting. And then right before you go, you can get, so I went and bought one of those little soft coolers and a couple of ice packs. And at the very last possible second, I threw all the fish in there, put the ice packs in, put it in my carry on. And I was just like, man, that would suck to get, get your number called by the TSA people. Is that a salmon in your bag? I didn't even know, like, what would I say? Like,
You went fishing and you caught a salmon.
are you fucking transporting, raw fish across state lines? I'm like, yes, you got me. But not a single nothing. Nobody said shit. I just went right through, got through, flew. It's a short flight. So that was really the cursor. It's like an hour or something flight.
I brought 3 pounds of salmon home, but it was all smoked salmon. So
yeah. But you still needed to be cold, right?
yeah, but as in, yeah, it doesn't need, it's not going to spoil like fresh salmon.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't. We're good. So
yeah. Have you had it yet?
No, I haven't had it yet. We're going to make it tomorrow.
Nice.
So yeah, he was just texting me earlier today about that. So sorry, Steve, you'll probably hear this before I get back to you, but yeah, no, I haven't had it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
So it was cool. Good time. Like I said, good people all around us, just a fun deal. And then the work was pretty productive thing, but I'm just trying to stay in that good place with all that. Then got home and then, I don't know. Well, I don't even want to go down this route, but, there's always something going on here. So some more, personal shit. And, so that really got in my way of my plans for this weekend. But I did get in the shop today for a full day.
Good.
And it was the first time in a long time that I felt like I got past all the unmotivated, bullshit. I went out for a couple hours yesterday too, but kind of got in a groove and was doing. So I made a lot of progress. And I just gotta finish up a couple handle profile things, and then one more grit of hand sanding on everything because I didn't want to hand sand. I always do this is like I'll hand sand the whole thing before I actually do the handle itself. It'll still be in scales or the block,
right?
And then I'm like, fuck, So I feel like the line still got to go flat, and I feel like I'm gonna mess up that final hand sanding stage. So I left it at I think 800 right now, or 400, something like that. Got to get all the handles finished up and then deal. So I'm trying to finish three Damascus knives too. So
Good.
so be etching, going through what you're going through here sometime this week, and
All right.
it was good. It was a
Well,
good
you got
time.
next weekend too, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm good. And again, if it doesn't happen, I'm totally okay with it. I'm just we'll make a good push, but I'm excited. I got some cool things that were just laying around that have been laying for a long time. So it all works out for a reason.
good. Yeah, I was hoping I was going to get a day off and go jet skiing. You know, I'll have all my stuff
Oh yeah,
wrapped
yeah. I
up,
remember you were saying that.
but I don't see it happening. I'm in sheath hell right now. I did finish one sheath today. I got 5 more to do, and I got 5 more working days. Plus, I got to record 2 videos. So there's a slight chance, but I'm not seeing it very likely. So we'll see how it goes. And I still haven't finished these, completely assembled these folders. But I tell you, the one thing about the I did with the, so I decided on these folders, I wanted some nice accents. So I did the, and I learned a few things. I did the electroplating of the Maker's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figured out the laser and, did that, lasered my Maker's Mark and then electro etched both gold for the gold one and the copper for the 2 copper ones. And that went okay. We'll see what it looks like after the triple coffee etch, because I had to buff the blade a few times. So we'll see if it stuck. But what was exciting was they all have thumb studs. So I electroplated the thumb studs copper and gold. Okay. Phenomenal. And then I'm like, because that's a lot easier because it's like immersion. You just immerse, like completely immerse it in the liquid. So it's so much easier. You don't have to sit there and dab it. And then I figured, okay, I'm going to try and electroplate the liners and do gold plating for the liners for the gold knife.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fucking phenomenal.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking the electro etching is like the electroplating was what you were doing with the Maker's Mark.
It was. Yeah, it was.
That's not
what
the
there's electro etching, and electro plating is plating another metal on top, right?
Right.
Right. So
and the etching is the one you put the current in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they both involve current and water and chemical. But the electroplating, you have a special solution that has some of that.
That's the shit that you just bought, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then the other deal.
Yeah, that's the other deal is like saltwater. Electro etching. But
okay.
This is the first time that the way you normally do electroplating is you take your part, you put it in the liquid, okay, and it's usually got a lead off it. You hook a lead to it, and then you take another anode and you put it just in the liquid, and it completes the circuit and then electroplates all of the metal onto it. Well, that works amazingly well and really easy and foolproof pretty much. So I did the liners. Yeah, foolproof. Yeah, full of. But I gold plated the liners for the gold knife. Man, wait do you see it?
Nice.
It's very blingy.
That's cool.
I haven't put the whole thing together yet, but I'm pretty happy with how it's going to turn out.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
as long
cool.
as I can get this fucking blade to etch properly, then life will be good. But,
yep.
But we'll see. It's coming along.
Cool.
But, 5 more sheaths to do, and 2 of them are complicated. So with inlay and all kinds of crap for the dagger and that big buoy. So I got to sit and design those tomorrow and figure out what I'm going to do.
So I got a question for you. When you're doing a build and you're coming up with your handle material, do you find that a stressful process?
No.
So like you'll I guess that's what something about you that I do like. There's not much that I do, but that's probably one of the things that. No, I'm kidding. That's one of the things that I do is like you're creatively, you're very purposeful, and like you always seem to not have any uncertainty behind like what you want to do. But I was looking at these knives here, and I was trying to pick out, a handle material for them. And man, it threw me for a loop. Like I ended up, like I had all the, and then I just realized how much handle material I have. This is funny. I'm looking through and I'm like, all right, so because I'm lazy, I was looking at all these blocks. I'm like, okay, well, those are out because I'm not going to split these. Right. So just that
Lazy.
took that out of the way. And I have other plans for the blocks, but there are some that could have been cool. So then I was looking at all my handle scales, and I have epoxies, I got G10, I got stabilized wood, I got the more Canadian the better is kind of my theme with handle scales. So the louder they are the better. But I'm going back and forth, and it was rather, it was a little bit of stress. I couldn't make up my mind. I don't know if stress is the right
Yeah, I
word,
was going to
but
say you're not stressed. You just have
nah,
indecision.
sure, yeah. So
Yeah.
but it was, yeah, it took me a minute. I just could not like make up my mind, and ultimately it came down to, all right, so I think, like, because I do believe that certain times, like with the wave cutter knife that I did, like I knew what I wanted, right? There was that was an easy thing. um and then I was like, okay, well, this knife doesn't deserve like G10. This knife, I'm not sure if stabilized wood is this, or
Hmm.
and kind of going back and forth. But I'll tell you what did make me a very easy choice was when I decided to use some of that awesome grip tech, because if you are looking for some handle material that is like has a specific use and very purposeful and functional use, you should go check out Rock Solid Scales for their grip tech line. They also have a bunch of other selections as well, stabilized woods, epoxy resins, and multitude of other questions. I mean, options. But when it came down to it, I was like, okay, so the simplicity of working with grip tech kind of sealed the deal with me, because it is an entirely different process than other material. It seems like it would be like a little cheat code, or it ends up being that's almost like a little cheat code, because the process is so it's refined, and it's specific to the material, but it's very easy.
And
It's
you
like
only have to sand that stuff to like 220, right?
yeah, it's a really cool deal. Like you go 220, 400, sandblast or whatever your thing. I mean, everybody's probably got their own deal with it, but you know, for those high finish, wood handles or epoxy resins that that look better the higher grits you go and the more you sand. So that really played into my part. So just a shout out over there to Matt at Rock Solid Scales. Like I said, if you're looking to try that stuff, if you haven't, you get out from under the rock you're living in, and go jump on rocksolidscales.com and use the discount code triple T10 for 10% off your next purchase.
My one of my colleagues from when I worked back at Oracle, who he bought a knife from me, I don't know, 6 months ago or 8 months ago, and he reached out to me last week, or this week, sorry, that he wants to get another knife because he really likes the one he has. And I mean, it's one of my stainless. Like he wasn't, not that he could afford it. He VP at Oracle, but I figured he wanted something easy for the kitchen to take care of, and now he wants another one. So I'm thinking, no, I might use that grip tech for this next knife I'm going to make for him.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good choice, man.
Yeah, I'll probably do like a combo scale or something like that, make it a little fancier.
Yep.
Combo it with something else.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, that made that little decision process good. And it also, for me anyways, it once you're done doing it all, you can just apply some Pelican paste, some soft wax. I prefer the Pelican oil. That stuff really makes the grip tech pop. But yeah, if you're in the market for some premium wax or some protective and coating stuff, you should go check out Pelican Paste. They have hard wax, soft wax, Pelican oil, hand solve, soap, and a bunch of other items as well. You could use the discount code triple T10, TTT10. Last, I didn't seen much in the past couple of days, but Travis was also doing this challenge coin deal, trying to get some opportunity for people to save and help him get some funds together for Blade Show. But yeah, if you get that challenge coin, I guess you get a pretty heavy discount. And if you show it at Blade Show, and I think he said on any other future events in which Pelican Pace is featuring too.
Wow.
So yeah, small investment for a gift that'll keep on giving. So go check out Travis Haynes at Pelican Paste, and again, triple T10 will get you 10% off.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not doing any of the not doing the scavenger hunt this year. I just don't have the time to pull it together. I'll have those little bottle openers is what I'm bringing, but yeah, no other little fun stuff for Blade Show this year. You guys will have to make your own fun and visit all our sponsors, many of which have a table this year. So
yeah,
go.
plenty of fun to be had just doing that.
Yeah. I do want to talk about one of our sponsors, Baker Forge, because we hinted at last week that because we weren't sure when he was actually going to release it or announce it, but today Baker Forge announced Gator Skin, which is this nano ceramic coating that you may have heard some folks talk about, but it is now announced it's going to be demoed, and I'm sure it's going to be available at Blade Show. I already have some, and my video next week is going to be all about gator skin. And I got a feeling all my knives going to the show are going to be coated in gator skin. So check out that. Check out that Triple T video next week.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
And I'm going to do some, even when Coy was here, I told him my plans for this video. And so he was like, oh, I'm actually going to be coating some knives some coupons of steel in gator skin. And I'll have a control, and I want to etch them in acid, and I want to see how well the gator skin actually protects the steel.
Nice.
So we're going to do some interesting tests with this stuff, including just visual. What does it look like? Does it bead water? Like, all kinds of visual tests, as well as some, I won't say scientific because I'm the furthest from being a scientist, but
you kind of look like one, you nerd. I bet you put a pocket protector on you. You will not get carded in a lab, buddy.
Yeah, Jerid's a dick.
Yeah, he is.
I was always a nerd growing up, so I'm used to it.
That's all right. You're a cool nerd, Dennis. You're a cool nerd.
So check out that gator skin video next week. My video this week is actually just going to be showing what I'm bringing to Blade Show. And I'm going to let all my patrons, if they want to purchase one of those before those knives get to Blade Show, tune into the video this week and you'll get a demo of all of them, and there'll be a post on my Patreon.
Yeah.
So
really cool.
Maybe a few will get sold before then.
Yeah, but you got to go check out Coy and the boys over at booth number 1149 if you are attending Blade Show. They're going to have a bunch of stuff coming up, really cool opportunities for you, a bunch of demos with Grayson and Jordan. We'll be doing some, kind of step-by-step going through the process of etching their
Yeah, that's
some
actually a
material.
class. They're doing an etching class as part of Blade University.
Very cool. Yeah. So you'll get an in-depth look at the new GatorPiss products, GatorPiss Max and Heavy. There'll be some Q&A stuff with some Damascus industry experts. But you'll learn how to, clean it, stacking oxides, sealing oxides, the whole thing. So a lot of stuff that they got coming for you. Also, if you have the Baker Forge and Tool app, you can get early access to their regular weekly drops. This week was bronze, my, and ladder, chevron, and ripple pattern. So go check that out and see if you can get any scraps left, because it will be Tuesday when you guys hear this, and a drop will have already been gone for are going for a couple days. But this coming up week, yeah, download the app and get ahead of the herd. So
Yeah, and shout out to Jordan at JB Blades. Did you see that big Falcata, whatever the Spartan sword that he did? Did you see that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, go take a look at that one. I love that sword. I made that a version of that sword before. His is stellar. He did a really good job.
Oh yeah. I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
yeah.
And
It's
Grayson
really,
did some crazy one as well.
yeah.
I think they were
He did
doing,
like a katana or something.
yeah. So yeah, those guys are always doing some cool stuff. But yeah, Baker Forge and Tool. Go load up that cart with all this awesome new stuff and the old reliable steel that they always have available, and use the discount code T10 for 10% off that score.
Hey, about an hour ago, I was watching TV and I heard a saying that really made my ears perk up because I say the cat's ass, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was watching, I don't know, Mine Rescue with Juan and Freddie. I don't know if you ever watched that show. It's like a
Nope.
spinoff from Gold Rush. But Freddie says something like, well, something works out right, and he goes, well, isn't that the dog's nuts? I'm like, the dog's nuts. I'm not sure what's better, the dog's nuts or the cat's ass. I guess if you're a dog lover, it's the dog's nuts, but
Oh, that's awesome.
I'd never heard of it before. But I probably would have just went right over my head, except that we keep talking about the cat's ass.
Oh, the dog's nuts got to be way better than the cat's ass for sure.
Depends what you're into, Jerid.
Oh man, that's great. Oh, goodness gracious, that's funny. That's a good one. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm tired. I'm definitely taking some time off after Blade Show. I need to decompress after all this work. I'm supposed to be retired. This is just too much effort for me.
Yeah, I'd like to join you with that sentiment, but I mean, some time off is great. It wouldn't be from knife making though, because that hasn't been the bane of my existence right now. But I get it.
Yeah,
and you have been getting after it, man. It's a good thing you don't ever have to run out of any knife making supplies, huh?
once in a while I do, and when I do, I call up Mr. Lawrence. Well, I use the website, Maritime Knife Supply, and I order whatever I need.
That's right.
And actually, well, I just got belts from Lawrence, but I need those awesome Norton Razor Stars. Got a whole rack of those now, and some other Norton 120s. But
be back tomorrow. Be by tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, get your abrasives from Maritime. You buy 10, get one. Excuse me, burping like crazy tonight. Buy 10, get one free, and get that steel before all the prices go through the roof with tariffs. I was chatting with him. Yeah, here's something interesting. I didn't know this. Lawrence and I were chatting over IG the other day, and I always assumed that New Jersey Steel Baron,
Drop shipped.
no, which is where Maritime gets most of its steel, and um, you know, Lawrence buys in huge bulk, which is why he gets the rates that he does.
Don't tell
But
me it's not domestic.
it's not. I
Oh,
always assumed New Jersey Steel Baron was buying American steel. 90% of their steel comes from Europe. Sandvik, most of their steel is Sandvik steel. I thought all the 10 series steels is like those are US based numbers. I thought it was all made here. Apparently it's all made overseas in
wow.
Europe. So because I asked Lawrence, I said, what are you going to do if tariffs go through the roof? Are you going to see if New Jersey can drop ship that stuff? And he goes,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
because it's not US anyway.
Interesting.
The only thing that's like some of the only steels that are US based are 5160 and some of the 1095. Just a couple of the steels. I was very surprised at that. I thought New Jersey Steel Baron, most of the steel would be US based. So you never know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
And that just really makes me realize that I pulled a really big Jerid and had a cart of a lot of steel filled up
and you didn't press
at
checkout.
work. I did it at lunch at work, and I must have been distracted. And I am realizing that, I never hit go. Damn
How long ago was that?
This was 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, and were you complaining the other day why your steel hasn't arrived?
No, no. I mean, it's literally gone. Like, I just had you not said anything right now about the tariffs, I probably would have,
Because
went.
I've done that many times where I'm getting pissed off that my order, not from steel, but from other things, like my order isn't here. And then I go to Amazon and it's like still in my cart.
Yeah, no, I've done that a few times, but no, this, yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
I bet you you better get some more.
Yeah. I actually got I should probably put an order in with Lawrence too before things go crazy. So, yeah.
Right.
Well, go get your stuff at Maritime Knife Supply. He's got everything, and go get it while it's hot.
Yeah, go get them while the getting's good there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with my buddy here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Less than a couple of weeks.
Wow, less than a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're going to see him. He gets in Thursday afternoon, so I'm sure we'll be just like last time. We'll
Nice.
hit him up, find him Thursday afternoon. All right. Two Bastards. That's another person I'm looking forward to. Like I said last week, looking forward to seeing again at Blade Show, Frank and Nita at Two Bastards, Texas Smithy and Supplies. He will be the dapper man with the hammers. So go check him out. Go talk to him about all of your hammer needs. See what he's got available. I don't know if he's bringing anything to the show. I think he typically will bring some. If you find him at the pit, you want to get one, maybe you can. I don't know. Obviously, he's not going to be selling them on the show floor. I don't think he's got a table. He would have told us already. But yeah, at least stop him, say hi, ask him about his fat peen, and give Nita a little wink because she enjoys that fat peen too.
Hey yo. Jeez, Dennis. That's what she says. Ain't it grand to have a fat peen in your hand, baby? Let's go.
All right.
Good times. Good times. Who do you got for Maker Spotlight?
I actually wanted to call out Jordan Lamoth because
What? I feel like we've already done this.
When did we do Jordan? Probably not that long.
Maybe we've just talked about him before.
I think we just talked about it. Anyway, I'm going to call him out again because he was doing this Kafgari. If you've seen some of his recent videos where he's doing this technique of it's it's like an inlay, but it's not really doing inlay like you typically would. It's like you cross hatch with a very sharp blade over the metal, and then by hand you're pressing in this tiny little wire, and it turns out it's just beautiful, what he's done, and obviously he's put a lot of practice into it. But we might be seeing the end result of all his practice. Um, I'm sure we are. He's put a lot of hours in it, I think. But it looks beautiful, and I've never seen anybody do it before. So shout out to Jordan Lamoth, brilliant master smith. So go check him out at Jordan Lamoth _. So Jordan Lamoth, JORDONLAMOTHE _. And check him out.
Wow. He's getting into the YouTube game.
What's that?
I'm seeing that he's getting into the YouTube game.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Some of your loyal listeners are encouraging this shit too.
Good.
Or viewers. They're viewers, right?
Yeah.
Treachery. I'm kidding, guys. Yeah, go check out his YouTube channel. There's all kinds of good content on YouTube. Not just Mr. Tyrell.
Who do you got?
I have Bilgewater Blades. I've been following this guy for a while, and he just popped up in my feed. But and I was kind of really just looking through what he's making, and I just really dig what this guy is doing. Just I don't want to say simple because that's not the correct description I'm looking for, but really clean, really nice little EDC fix blades. The EDC outdoor type stuff. This is Wyatt Cushman. He's got 5,943 followers, and that's Bilgewater Blades, BILGE Water Blades at on IG. There's a website as well, and yeah, just really cool stuff. And I just thought we'd shout him out. All kinds of different finishes, really nice handle setups. He doesn't struggle with picking handle material. He's got it locked in.
Yeah, no, he's got some nice stuff. It reminds me a little bit of Brent's. A lot of like that, the handle selection, handle kind of thing is reminds me some of Brent's work. Not saying they're similar, but like they're related or anything like that, but same kind of style.
I don't know. Yeah. I just, yeah, some really cool shit here as I go deeper down in here. So, yeah, if you're not following him, go check him out and tell the boys that Triple T shouted him out on the show and show him some love.
Yeah. He does a lot of those with the rock texture on the.
Oh, my God. How dare I forget? Jeez, man, I'm so bad here. But, yeah, it's Memorial Day, so what kind of show would we be, and Americans would we be if we didn't stop and take a moment to recognize the brave men and women who paid the ultimate price for us to be here bullshitting and me calling Denis a nerd all day long, or for an hour anyways a week. But yeah, hats off.
Yeah. Thanks to all our vets and all our military. I have military in my own family. So, yeah, thank you all for your service.
But this day is about those who paid the ultimate price. They're not here with us anymore. So that's the big distinguishment between this and Veterans Day. So, yes, will not go unmentioned here. Thank you all. And then as we go past that, I only bring that up because I see, I hope this is right. It says full-time sailor. Oh yeah. Active duty, owned and operated, why it is. So there you go. Thank you.
Cool.
I got an update. I didn't participate because we are like two ships in the night sometimes, Jeff and I. But he just sent me a couple pictures. He made a little bit of progress on the press, the Sasquatch. That's right, Sasquatch. Patented name there for the press. So I'm
Could be
stoked.
trademarked, not patented.
Oh yeah, trademarked, whatever. Oh, they're a nerd. I said it first. That's all I'm saying, and I probably didn't. So whatever. But I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Since you're no longer Canadian, is the name of our show is Denis gay? Because you can't be. Is he American or Canadian? Doesn't really go. So like, I think it's just is Denis gay? We just a moment of silence for the death of the game. Is he gay or Canadian?
Yeah, we're putting that game to death.
Well, yeah, that name of the game. The game lives on in eternity. So, shout out Brent. That was a good one. And I got a call from Brigham, and
Bingo.
it's not my turn. So we will leave the world in suspense till next week. But I will drop that one for you there, Brigham. Don't you worry. Hang tight there, killer.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. It's none of your business.
Oh, okay. So you're
This
going to
is
do it
between
in the
me and one
intro?
of our 4 listeners here, buddy. So let us have our time here. You have plenty of interaction with those other 3 people.
I think we have a listener question, right?
I think we do. I sent it to you though, because it's more of a you question.
How did you send it to me?
Via tax message.
Okay. So the question is from Keith, who actually I spoke to today because we had a little design session because he's one of my Patreon members. But his question is, hey guys, my shop is in my attached garage, so I take extra precautions not to catch my shop on fire. Yeah, it's always a good thing. So he said he ran across the picture below and wanted some professional feedback if this is a good idea or is it better just to get another tank. So basically he sees he's got a dual regulator. So a regulator with like 2 attachments and then, it's 1 reg attaches to 2 bottles. So it's basically just a splitter for propane. I see no issues with this. I see no safety issues. These things have been around for ages. It's probably, I've never used one, so I'm not speaking from experience, but I would imagine this is better to prevent freezing because you're drawing from 2 bottles at the same time. So if you guys are using the small bottles, the propane tanks, this would be a good addition instead of forking over the $250 or whatever it costs for one of the big tanks. You could buy this 2-tank regulator and at least draw from 2 tanks at the same time, and it should stop. It lessen the freeze ups. So it's a good question, Keith, and I see no issues with it. Certainly not any safety issues. It's no, if it's as long as it's quality regulator, it should have no problem and it shouldn't leak. So
it's not a safety measure either, though, right?
No,
this doesn't increase your safety.
No, it's not going to change your safety at all. It's obviously makes things a little more complicated because you got 2 bottles to move around in the shop, but it's 1 reg and it draws from 2 tanks. You do have to make sure this is a high pressure reg. I just have the picture. I can't click on it and look at it. You'd have to make sure this isn't like a barbecue, or one for a trailer, because those are all going to be low pressure. You need one that goes to like 20 or 30 psi. So just, I'm sure you could either make one or you could buy one off the shelf. They're not that complicated. So
cool.
Yeah.
Did
Did you watch my
beat me
trip?
to it. You
I
beat me
did.
to it. You beat me to it. I didn't even get my joke in.
Uh,
Anyways, before he rudely interrupted me, I was going to say, did you even do a triple T last week? Because I didn't see one.
I did a triple T, and I was about to ask you if you even watched it.
I did not watch it.
Yeah.
I saw it come through. I did my click through duties and think I gave you a like. And I wanted to see it because it seemed like we've been talking about this one for a while. And then, but we haven't been talking a while because you snuck it in on me. I didn't even know you did it.
Yeah. So when we made the stainless Damascus with koi, I wanted to put a pattern into it. And I wanted to basically press rings instead of like a ladder where you cut lines. I wanted to press rings into it, and then overlap those rings, and it gives you a cool pattern. Well, I tried to cheap out and just do it with a piece of pipe, but the pipe was like, I don't know, really thin pipe, and it just folded. So I didn't get much action. So in this video, I actually make dies by turning them on the lathe. So
This is now, I did not see it and I didn't get it. And we did not talk about this. I am seeing it right now because, guys, just do a podcast with Denis and then watch his triple T videos with him while he's talking about him. That's the best way to do it. I mean, it provides ultimate content for all of your listeners because they will wonder, like, why is he doing a podcast with a guy that fucking is such a jackass like me? But
yeah,
I missed this. No, I thought you made a fucking ring.
No, I didn't make a ring.
It
Ring
says,
Damascus. That's what I'm calling the type of
well, I'm
Damascus.
less disc-like apparently because I totally read Damascus ring.
No, maybe I should have named it something else, but that's what I called it. So I made dies to be able to imprint these rings into Damascus.
Very cool.
And they worked very well. And I was expecting some distortion on the dies, deformation on the dies, but they actually worked really well. So it was a fun. Anytime I get to use the lathe is a fun time. I actually learned something about the lathe today too. I'm not today, but when I did the video, that I was just spaced out when I didn't. Again, I'm not a machinist, but I didn't realize. I'm like, why is the cross slide only have numbers like angle numbers going one way? I'm like, that's dumb. What if I want to turn the not the cross slide, the compound slide? What if I want to turn the compound slide and go the other way? And then I realized, well, you can put it on the back side of the piece and then rotate it the other way. Totally spaced. I'm like, oh, that's really.
I'm shaking my head. Yes, I'm following you.
You're following me?
I just did the inaudible response.
Jerid and all those radio techniques he uses.
Yes, it's for those high frequency listeners.
Yeah. And I learned that I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that's the dog's nuts, dude.
Yeah, the dog's nuts. I didn't even realize my lathe had an auto Y feed.
Oh,
I thought it just had an X feed because my old one only had an X feed, but this one actually has a Y feed too.
Very cool.
Which made me really happy because I was like, man, because I accidentally put the Y feed on and I almost crashed the head.
Yeah. Why is it going away from me?
No, luckily it was going towards me. That was the good one.
All right, good.
Because if it was going the other way, I would have broke a carbide cutter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. No one said we were smart. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, this show has been the dog's nuts.
It has been the dog's nuts.
Yeah. That's the name of this episode, the dog's nuts.
That's fantastic. I've been waiting for 67 episodes for you to contribute something cool. And it finally fucking happened. Dude. The dog's nuts is the fucking cat's ass, dude. Good for you.
Maybe we should call it the dog's nuts or the cat's ass.
No.
Just the dog's nuts?
Just the dog's nuts. Period. That's great.
All right. Well, let's
I read that and thought I was gonna get like a story of another Molly story. And And I was like, she doesn't
Well,
have
Molly's
nuts.
a female.
Yeah,
first
I was
of
gonna
all.
say she doesn't have nuts, so this is crazy.
Oh.
But all right. I think that's it, man. That's for me anyways. I got nothing else.
Yeah, I got to
for
run
this.
downstairs and take those blades out of the coffee and hope that everything went well.
Yep.
If not, you'll hear me screaming from Brentwood.
What is that? What is that term? Like lack of planning on your part doesn't constitute an emergency for me. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not
gonna
about
use it.
to.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
use it
about
on
to
you next
reign
time you
true
want
this
something.
week. This next week, I need you to get some rest tonight because I'm gonna be all up in your shit this next week because I didn't do a good job of planning. So,
Well, I'm gonna be out next. I'll be back for the show, but next Sunday and Monday, I'm in Monterey.
yeah, it's fine. I'll be there Saturday.
Will you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not staying until Sunday?
What? No. I'll be at your shop on Saturday.
Oh, shop. I thought like you're going to be in Monterey.
Yeah. No.
I know you go there a lot.
Yeah. There's a good chance, but yeah, no.
Well, as long as you do your own shit and you leave me to what I need to do.
Yeah. I'll just be asking all your helps.
You'll be asking inane, constant questions.
All the time. Non-stop. It's gonna drive
Like a
you dog nuts.
5-year-old.
You're gonna drive you dog nuts, dude.
All right. I'm done with you. I'm out.
All right. So I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
okay?
the door will be locked.
No, it will not. I know Kim. Kim, you make sure he's available. All right, let's go.
All right.
Crashing into Dennis's house next week. Or it's this week.
Jerid is not a dog's nuts.
And that's a wrap.